Well, between getting the kids to school on time, making your own deadlines at work, and somehow putting a nutritious dinner on the table, she's laughing. Don't you ever wish you could push the pause button?
Every single day of my life.
I know I do. Well, a new iPhone app just might help you do that.
Our guest this morning is Dwayne Driskill, founder of Cherry Tree Systems and creator of the FeelBetter app. Dwayne has been developing software for companies like American Express and Avon, wow, for more than 15 years. But his newest application is made for you, for me, the super mom. I'm loving this. Good morning, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
Good to see you.
Now, you've described the FeelBetter app as an on-the-go stress management tool. Okay, I'm loving this. How does it work?
Well, it's very simple. There are 3 steps. The first thing you do is you think about how you're feeling. Then you write it down, and then you write down what you can do about it.
Easy. I love that. I love that. And then you take that and you put it into your app.
That's right. Okay. Let me show you here. I'll start up the FeelBetter app. Now, you can use it with or without a password. You know, I recommend with a password if you have a spouse.
Yes, especially if that's what's bothering you for the morning, right?
Yes.
You are on my nerves.
You don't want your spouse finding that. And what you do when you use it, I have an example session here, so you just create a new session every time you use it. And the default question that's in here that I find most helpful is what's bothering you? So I'll touch it here, and so you don't have to watch me type. I have a lot of examples set up here. Okay. So you just list all the different things that are bothering you, and I'll do this last one.
What does that last one say?
It says I've gained weight, which is bothering me a little right now. And so what I've done is the app doesn't give you advice. It's really all about you, because I think you're in the best position to give yourself advice. And I've written down what will work best for me. You know, dieting always backfires, and maybe I can find some enjoyable ways to exercise so that it doesn't seem like exercise. You know, it's really about you taking a moment to think about, what you can do to make yourself feel better.
Interesting. So it's kind of like making that connection with yourself, because you're right. I mean, you live with yourself every day. You know what you like and what you don't like. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I've been doing this for over 15 years. I've always found it really helpful if I have a lot to do and I'm feeling overwhelmed between what I have to do personally and professionally. I found it helps a lot just to take a few moments. It doesn't take that long. Just to come up with a reasonable plan for getting everything done.
And I bet you if you have an issue with your spouse, which we were laughing about, but I bet you if you wrote it down, you'd probably end up having a better relationship at the end of the day, because now you've thought about it, you've absorbed it, and maybe at the end,
you go home and everything can be okay.
Lovey-dovey. Now, what is expressive writing? That's got me curious.
The definition I use is that it's simply writing about your thoughts and feelings. There's been quite a lot of research. There's been over 200 research studies on expressive writing. And it's been linked with both psychological and physical health benefits.
Here's the other thing, though, is that when you talk about stress, and we're all dealing with stress in our lives, and you talk about an app, how can an app help you reduce stress?
Well, I would say that it can't. You can help yourself reduce stress. It's not the app. The app is just convenient and secure with a password, but it's really about you.
We want to make sure that we point out that, obviously, if you are having problems, you need to see a specialist. This certainly is no substitute for seeing an expert.
Definitely not. Like, if I don't want this to be a replacement for any of the support systems that people currently use. It's just something to do in addition, and it's for day-to-day stress.
But I could really see myself at a moment where I'm maybe a little nervous or I'm stressed out, and I write it down and I look at it after, and I can kind of then maybe evaluate how I'm feeling and maybe find a solution for the moment, rather than just taking that anger with me for the rest of the day, and then she'll notice it and tell me, what's wrong with you?
Right, that's right. And it is important to take a moment, because when we're stressed out, we're literally thinking with a different part of our minds. And
that is true.
Yeah, and if we can just take a few moments, let your higher powers take over again, and you can make a decision that you'll be much happier with.
Oh, well, it was so funny. Thank you so much for joining us, but it was funny. We were saying to Dwayne, well, you must be using that app a lot, because he is not stressed at all. He came in just all cool and laid back, so absolutely great having you on the show.
At the end of the day, she's going to finally see me going really at it. She's like, are you feeling better?
Exactly. Take a cue from Dwayne's app.
When I found out I was going to be on the balancing act, this is the first time I've been on television, and I was very nervous about it.
So you did use the app, didn't you?
I did use the app. Yes.
And you felt better.
I did feel better. I realized that...
I thought you were reaching for the app. Well, Dwayne, wonderful having you on the show. Thank you so much again.
Thanks so much for having me.
I just love the name Feel Better.
Cool and collected.
You can find Dwayne's app by searching for Feel Better in the App Store or in iTunes.
Absolutely. And to learn more about the app and for information on special sales, check out FeelBetterApp.com.